This is why I think that the Bluesbreaker into the Klon might just be the most expressive drive stack that you can use. I'm Nathan from the Worship Journal Guitarist Edition and Worship Calling, and we have ourselves a Tone Master Tuesday on a Wednesday as always, and that's what we're looking at. We are looking at this awesome, popular, super popular drive stack using the Bluesbreaker into the Klon. You can think, John Mayer, Joe Bonamassa. I mean, there's a ton of people, ton of really famous, awesome artists that have great tone that have been known to use this drive stack. There's a reason why. It's so expressive. It's so awesome. Now, I have been using this thing on a couple different amps. It has worked well with everything that I've thrown it in front of. There's just this nice big open breakup that happens. There's a harmonic bloom. I don't know how to describe it. But you can think any of the classic amps. I mean, any of them works great. I did the AC30, the Bassman, Deluxe, but I ended up landing on the JTM45. So British 45 and the Tone Master Pro. This is just the amp. I think it sounds great. I love the sound of this amp, especially with this pedal compressor in front of it. Because I'll turn the pedal compressor off, you can hear. I like the amp setting right here, but I don't want quite that much breakup. So what I did is I threw the pedal compressor in, pulled the level back so that I'm not breaking up those tubes quite as much it's not like I turned the volume down on the amp. I'm just pulling down the level that I'm sending to the amp so that there's a little less breakup. And then obviously that compression, I'm just, compressing my signal, kind of squashing everything together. And I love the tone that comes off of the compressor pedal. It just adds a great tone in my opinion. I just feel like it cleans it up. Obviously compresses that signal. Gives me that sweet sustain. I'm still driving those tubes. You can hear them breaking up, but they're just not quite as much. And then that added tone kind of making it ring like a bell. Here's where I landed with the Bluesmaker, or the Bluesbreaker that it's modeled after. Got my gain at 44. My tone's at 76. My volume's at 80. Now, I say this all the time. In my gain staging, I want my stages to be just very small increment gains. I want that a very narrow path, right? I don't want these huge jumps. I don't want a big jump where just this perceived loudness just shoots off the charts and people are trying to turn me down. I just want just a little bit of a boost, cut through the mix just a little bit. My second stage is another just a little more from there. So it's that range is very narrow. It's not this huge drastic jump. So you can hear it's a very small boost there. But I love how it's almost like this, you're getting more of that classic Marshall breakup. I mean, everybody knows what that Marshall sound is. And so it's like we're stacking two Marshalls, right? I mean, we've got just the amp that still, even with that compressor, still has that classic Marshall sound. But then we're throwing that Bluesbreaker in front of it, which it's made after that Marshall breakup. That's what it's modeled after, right? It's made by Marshall to give that classic Marshall breakup. That thing by itself just sounds awesome. Here's where I landed with the Mythic, or the Klon. Gain at 22, treble at 90, output at 60. Now, if you've been following along, I've been doing a bunch of these drive stacks, just looking at super popular drive stacks, recreating them in the Tone Master Pro. When I do a drive stack, when I do my gain stages, I always dial in my second stage with my first stage engaged. I don't know why that works. Maybe there's a reason for it. If you know, tell me in the comments, because what I've found is historically, if I dial in just my second stage by itself without the first stage engaged, I'll get something that I like, but then when I have them both engaged, I don't like it. Where if I set that second stage with the first stage engaged, I get a sound that I like. It's almost like the two of them together is kind of my, I don't want to say end goal, but kind of my end result. I don't know. And then when I play just the second stage engaged, I have yet to find one that I didn't like setting it that way. So that's why I do that. My workflow, it works. So here's both of them together. It just sounds awesome. I'll turn off the Bluesmaker so you can hear the second stage by itself. I say it every time. I feel like the Klon adds just some clarity and some push. It's not even, I don't know how to describe it. It just adds that clarity to it. It kind of just pushes the sound forward. And with these two together, it just blooms. I mean, there's just nothing like it. It's just this big open breakup. And it sounds amazing into the ambient. I think it does. Even on the bridge pickup. I think it sounds great. I think I'm having a hard time picking which one's my favorite. If you haven't been following along, be sure to subscribe. I've got at least one more of these that I want to do. And then I'll probably dive into some more just because this has been so much fun finding these popular drive stack combinations, recreating them in the Tone Master Pro, and just getting some really, really awesome tone through the process. I think it sounds awesome. So yes, if you are a Tone Master Pro user and you have access to the cloud, look up my presets. You can search Worship Calling. This preset will be called Bluesbreaker into Klon. Check it out, download it, tweak it, remove things, add things. As I always say, make that preset work for you. And as I also always say, make every strum count, and I'll see you guys next time.